Go.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hello, interwebs. This is the third time I opened up with that statement. And Ruby's still laughing. It apparently hasn't lost its potency.
Oh, so funny.
Okay. I'm an actor. I'm taking acting classes, alright? Hi. This is Deathpiggy.com. Welcome. My name is Adam Villarreal. I am site creator and editor-in-chief. Holding the camera right now is Ruby Luna, lead editor, and why don't you wave to the people? We have a third editor named David, but David ain't here right now because David's off doing...
God knows what.
Yeah, I best not to think about it. Every time my mind goes there, it's dark.
It's a dark, cold place.
I feel moist. I feel humidity in there.
Gross.
And there's a lot of animal noises.
I am intrigued.
No, you shouldn't be.
Damn.
You should be repulsed.
But
The fact that you're
intriguing.
intrigued. The fact that you're intrigued says a lot about you, Ruby. Anyway, this site is mainly for nerds. Hopefully, you count yourself as one of those nerds. Wow, I just totally messed up that line. Hopefully, you count yourself as one of those, just as we do. We believe that nerds come in all shapes and sizes. Doesn't necessarily have to be for the sci-fi comic book set, even though those people are included. For instance, Ruby here is a big sports fan. Why don't you tell them a little bit about that?
I am a huge sports fan. I love football and basketball, and I'm recently starting to acquire a taste for baseball. Not really, but you know, whatever.
Yeah. Let's just hope the people at the Rockhounds who we interned for earlier doesn't find out.
Shh, it's our little secret.
Anyway, I am a big video game player and movie nerd. Bet you didn't know that was a word. And that's mostly what I'm going to be writing about. Yeah, I'll dabble a little bit in everything else, but those are mostly what I'm passionate about. I've been playing video games pretty much my whole life. I think my earliest memory was Christmas in 93, I believe, 93, where I got my first Sega Genesis and a copy of Sonic 2. Since then, I haven't looked back. And been a big nerd for movies ever since I started watching Christopher Nolan movies, particularly Batman Begins. So, yeah. Like we said earlier, we have a third person named David, but David isn't here.
He's special.
David is special.
And needs a helmet.
Well, it's not.
Sometimes.
He doesn't really need a helmet. He just needs a hat. A hard hat. So, anyway, Ruby, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing these days waiting... Well, actually, here's a timely topic for us to talk about. The lockout for the NFL.
Oh, the lockout.
Why don't you tell them a little bit about what you know, because I think you've been keeping up a little more than I have.
Well, let's see. The lockout right now is going on, I'm going to guess, like a month and a half. And the players are now suing the owners, which is pretty ironic considering that the owners pay them. So, kind of a waste of time, if you ask me.
Why are they suing them?
Because they are not providing the game for them. The owners aren't opening their books, so therefore nobody knows what's going down with the financial side of this little conundrum. And with all of this happening, the players are just kind of like dismayed. There's so far no training camp has started, and if there has been, it's very low key, only because the NFL states that if there is a lockout, coaches and players are not supposed to be hanging around each other. There's already been some trouble here in the Cowboys camp with this. And also, I think it's also happened with the Patriots. I'm not too sure about the New Orleans Saints. I'll have to check on that.
So, the defensive coach for Dallas Cowboys can't take, can't take their boys out to McDonald's, even. Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct. They are not allowed.
Michelle, come here. Fine then, don't come here. there's Michelle Acosta. Catch a picture of her running.
Running away with fear.
She will be contributing to the site as an artist. So be on the lookout for some of her stuff. She's a photographer. And she's really into music, so you may see her write a little bit about that. Also really big in current events. She's really, really big into igniting political debate.
Speaking of, I might write an article about the Arizona law.
Ooh, that's a good one. Because I hate that law. I think it's stupid.
I think everybody hates that law. Well, all Mexicans hate that law.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to find very few Mexicans who support it. Like, who doesn't want, unless they're like adventurous and they like going out every day and knowing they can get stopped for no good reason.
I'm willing to tempt them. So, you know, if you get a call or a post that, you know, Ruby's in jail, it's because I tempt them.
We'll take the video camera over there and we'll do a little video about what's Ruby's descent into jail.
What is Ruby doing in jail today? That will be the segment.
Well, Ruby's discovering new things, meeting new people.
I will learn how to make a shake.
She will learn how to make a gun out of a bar of soap.
That sounds plausible.
Back to the lockout. So no training camp. When does the draft usually happen?
Draft is actually coming up here on April, I believe the 20th?
I knew the draft came up April 20th.
Yes, this will be very interesting, only because...
Is there going to be a draft?
There will be a draft. There is going to be a draft, but the question is there going to be a training camp?
And when does training camp usually start? It starts in June, doesn't it?
Training camp usually starts in June. Probably early training camp starts in June. The regular training camp usually starts in August, so they can get ready for preseason games and whatnot. But as far as we know, there is no schedule for training camps.
That sucks. What also sucks is Ted Fisher of the Tennessee Titans stepped down this past offseason as lead coach, and that bums me out greatly.
You know who also got stepped down? Vince Young. You want to know why? Because he's crazy.
Because he's a douche. I hate it the way he left. Dude, I hate players who do that. It's just like, he left and he said, I'm not walking out on my teammates. I'm walking out on you. It's just like, get over yourself, dude. It's just like, you ain't walking off on... What? It's just like trying to sound all high and mighty and how he's looking out for the team. It's just like, forget him. It's... Some people, I guess, just...
Adam is crying because that's his team.
Yes, Ruby and I are wearing these hungover shades. You know what? Whenever we do videos, we need to do them in these shades. I say we do that. But anyway, it was like when he flaked out that year where everybody was booing him and he decided that, oh, I'm going to step out because I can't deal with it.
And then his mommy had to call and say that he almost tried to kill himself.
Yeah, there was that. At that point, I did feel sympathy for him, and I was still betting on him. Mark my words though, I liked Kerry Collins at that time. Once I saw Kerry Collins replace him, I said, he needs to remain your quarterback. And he did. And
you want to know the only time I liked Vince Young? When he was at UT, and he got us the championship. After that, I knew he was going to be the bust.
Well, that's because Ruby is a fickle little person.
No.
She likes him at UT, but doesn't like him when she goes...
He was compared to Vic. Come on. Vic does not have a very good record.
Wait. He was compared to Vic in what vein? Like,
that
as a person or as a player? Okay, as a player.
Comparing him as a player is the same thing as comparing him as a person.
Really?
Yes. Only because the dog killer is now psycho and wants another dog. And now Vince Young is trying to find himself. Kind of reminds me of the whole Ricky Williams thing.
Oh, God, the Ricky Williams thing. I remember that. For those of you who don't, Ricky Williams was the running back he was a running back, right?
Yeah.
For the Miami Dolphins.
Still is.
Still is. He came back. I will give him that. He came back
3 times, I think.
3 times?
Okay, maybe 2.
I thought he came back and stayed back.
No, I think he left and came back and then left and then came back. So it's probably 2.
Oh, boy, Ricky will. Anyway.
See, this is what happens.